Hello, people of the internet. I'm not feeling super. So I'm gonna make this lying in bed, because why not? Beds are comfy. And also, I don't think there's a more fitting video to do than things to do when you're burnt out, but also bored, and there's a cat in front of the camera. I don't know if this happens to other people as well, but I have it quite a lot that even though I'm feeling sort of burned out or somewhere near in the vicinity to meltdown or shutdown or whatever, but I'm on the other hand also kind of bored and like just lying around not doing anything doesn't really help make anything better. But at the same time, most things are too loud or too noisy or too exhausting. And so I thought that I would make a list to, one, help me, and two, possibly also help other people, of things that you can sort of do that don't take up that much energy and everything. So number one might be quite obvious, but is engaging in a special interest in a sort of, mellow way. Whether that's, I don't know, if it's a TV show, just watching some episodes or even just reading stuff about it or listing all the characters or whatever. Which sort of already brings me to number two, actually, which is sorting or organizing or listing or any sort of that stuff. Which you can of course combine with a special interest or not, or just going through going through something you collect or whatever, and just sort of engaging with that. And number three, for me at least, is listening to audiobooks or podcasts, or even YouTube or films. If you know them well enough, you don't really need to see what's going on anyway. And that's of course only if sound is still possible. If the sound isn't actively damaging, I guess. But I don't know, for me the most important part of that is also it being stuff that I know, although generally I don't really watch a lot of new stuff anyway. So, And the next one is, hopefully you're doing it anyway. But stimming, of course. But you can sort of do it more with being more self-aware about it, if that is not a negative thing for you. Also, what I actually like to do is sort of learn sign language, or rather learn basic sign alphabet, or just sort of build random sentences or express myself in a way, I guess, with basic alphabet, because you can basically print out a little sheet, and I don't like I don't like looking at TV screens or listening to watching new videos, and so more advanced sign language would mean that. So I just take the basic alphabet, and it's a good thing to have to be able to communicate when you're in a situation when you can't speak, and there happen to be other people, sign language. But it's also a good thing to sort of be able to express yourself even if no one else is listening when you can't talk. And number 5 is, well, small and, for me at least, very low visual phone games, or games. And well, it depends on sort of what annoys you more. If the sound is more, then you can just turn the sound off and it's fine. But for me, it's also the visual stuff of that. So actually, what I've always wanted to look into, and this is a thing for me to look into, I think there's phone games for visually impaired people or blind people. I know there's a difference. I just don't know what these games are advertising themselves to be. Because you can play, well, you then obviously can play that without looking at it. And I'd be very interested to take a look at that. I mean, I've always wondered if there's a game that relies only on the vibrating, basically on tactile things you can do with a phone, which is basically only that, I guess. Because you could play that without either sound or light, which I think is cool. I'd like to do that, because if both is overwhelming but you're still bored, that would be a great thing. I don't know, someone might have to develop that, but anyway. And number 6 is, of course, daydream, which I think is a lot of people do anyway. But sometimes I think it's good having specific topics prepared that you can think about, whatever that may be. Or specific stories, if you daydream stories, and if not, just... I used to have a friend actually who just built, whenever she was bored, she built she sort of continued building a tree house that had everything that she wanted to have. So those kind of just random projects that you'd like to do, or even projects that you think would be fun but are outside the bounds of science. That's a sort of fun way to entertain yourself. And that's actually all the points I had. And of course, with all of these, don't forget to do basic maintenance stuff. Don't forget to eat or drink, and I've reminded you to do so. And keep a good thing for that is always to sort of have a water bottle and maybe some energy bars or something nearby in the sort of bed vicinity, so they're easily accessible. That was, I think this was a very short video, but that was the point. And I hope that this might be helpful to someone. As I said, this list is mostly for me to look at, because I tend to be bored and then not know what to do, even though there are things that I could do. So this is my own reminder, right? And if this helped you or not, or whatever. All the usual stuff. Subscribe, like, whatever you usually do. And I will hope to see you next Friday with another video. Bye.